This is Amud Yomi Gemara and Shabbos, Adaf, Anun, Netes, Amud Aleph. We're holding the top of Netes Amud Aleph. We're in the middle of discussing bells. Most particularly at what point it is Mikabel Tama, and whether at the moment that the inbal, the clapper, is removed, it falls off, whether at that moment it ceases to be Mikabel Tama or not. We had a brisa that taught us that even without the clap, or even with that little piece inside falls out, it is still yes mikabel tuma. The question was why. So we finished on the top of the Tesam and Aleph with the shita, with the pshat of Rava. That Rava taught us because a bell without a clapper, just the outside metal area, still has a function. What is the function? It doesn't have the clapper. It can't make noise. The function is you can use it to hit a pot and make noise. We continue with Rav Yochanan 3 lines down in Tesam and Aleph. Rav Yochanan Amar, a different reason why it's so Mikabel Tuma. Hayel v'rou ligamea b'mayim netina, because you can use it to give a child a drink from it, even though it no longer can be utilized as a bell, as an item to make sound, but it can be utilized as a cup of sorts, and therefore it's still Mikabel Tuma. Asks the Gemara, Rav Yochanan Labai made malacha rishayna. 1 second. Rav Yochanan is going to hold its Mikabel Toma with a new usage, and Rav Yochanan does not require an item to have similar to its original usage. What's the problem? Vatani, we learned in a brisa. Says in the Torah, v'chol hakli she'ishav la, any kli that you sit on will become tummy. Yafal kafa sav yashav alap. I would have thought if a zav turns over a barrel and sits upon it, kafa tarkiv yashav ala, he sits over a half-size barrel and sits on it. Tame. I would think it's tame. Lamaisa is a barrel. Lamaisa is a zav. He's tame, so he sits in it. Should be tame. Talmud Laimar, says the Torah. Shayeshiv alav hazav. Me, and we darshim yishemiyuchad liyeshiva. Only something which is designated and normal to be set upon. Yotza zeh, so this item is excluded. Shaimrim lo yamoid v'nasamach teinu. So we say to the one sitting on it, stand up and let us use this barrel. What are you sitting on it for? So what do we see from this brisa? That something is only Mikabel Toma if it could be used for something similar to its original usage, and not if you could just create some sort of usage. So why by us did Rabbi Yochanan answer that if you take the bell and you can use it as a cup? Says the Gemara, Rav Lazar Aimer, that was Rabbi Yochanan. Rav Lazar, that was, the Tanakama of the brisa. Rav Lazar Aimer Midras. When it comes to Tumas Midras, then you're right, it's not Makabel Tumah. But now with regard to Tummy Mace, so Rav Yochanan Amar Aimer between me, some even ask Machtenu. So a sidebar machlekes of Lazar Rav Yochanan, how far this Yesod goes. The kasha is by us. How could Rav Yochanan be the opinion that says you can utilize the bell as a cup if he says clearly in this brisa it has to be me'ein malachta rishayna? Answers the Gemara, Ebach Kamaisa, switch around the first din. That Rav Yochanan is to be the one that says that the bell is tamei. Why? Because you could hit it like Rava said. And Rava will say the reason is you can feed to a child. But Rav Yochanan is not that opinion, therefore there's no stira. Says the Gemara, the classical kasha. Maybe switch around the second din of Rav Yochanan Rav Elazar with regard to how far an item is Mikabel Tama when it's utilized for a new type of usage. Answers the Gemara, we rather switch around the first din. Why? Because we know that Rav Yochanan holds it needs something similar to its original status. Why? Titania. Because we have another brisa. 10 lines from the bottom. The first one line is Titania. Sandal shal be'ima shal mateches tami. A metal shoe of an animal is Mikabel Tama lamay chazi. What is such a metal shoe of an animal utilized for? You can use it as a cup. You can use it to apply oils. Rav Yochanan, as Rav Chanina, excuse me, Rav Yochanan Amar, Shasha Berech Min Akrav, it's Mikabel Tama. Why? Because when you run away from battle, Manichu Beraglav, you could take this animal's shoe, put it on your foot while you're running, and it will allow you to run over the thorns, etc. So what do we see? We see that Rav Yochanan only is letting it to be makabel tuma when it has a similar usage. The original usage, it was an animal shoe. So Rav Yochanan created a similar usage by a person when running away from malacha. So that's why we rather switch around the first teretz that Rava is going to be the opinion that said it can be utilized to feed a child. Rav Yochanan is going to say the reason why the bell's makabel tuma is why, because you can utilize it to make noise. My bane. Rav Chanina says the Gemara Lamaisa in this last price of the animal shoe. What is the chilik? Rav says you could drink water. Rav Chanina says you could put on oil. What's the nafkamina? You could be nayudimais. Where it's repulsive, according to Rav, you're not giving the kids something to drink when this shoe is gross. According to Rav Chanina, you are, and therefore according to Rav Chanina, it will still be tamei. Mekabel tuma, according to Rav, not. Bein Rav Yochanan, Rav Chanina. What's the chotin? Rav Yochanan who says you could wear it to protect from the thorns. Rav Chanina, who says that you can put oil on with it. Here, where it's heavy and therefore you're not going to wear it while running. So according to Rav Yochanan, it will not be makabel tuma. According to Rav Chanina, we'll still be able to utilize to put on oils. We'll pick it up from the Yer Shel Zav, 2 lines from the bottom, the Siyata Dishmaya.